Welcome back to another Nearpod video tutorial, and in this video I'm going to show you how to wrap up your lesson and deliver a live lesson to your class. So let's get started. As you can see, I'm here in my lesson. I've got all my slides ready to go. This is one hefty lesson, I'm not going to lie. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this save and exit button. And when I do so, it's going to ask me to name this, and I'm going to go ahead and name this one Nearpod Lesson 1. Nearpod Training Lesson 1. There we go. I have to give it a grade, but for this one I'm just going to do PD. And for subject I'm going to go ahead and choose other, and I'm going to save and exit. And this might take a quick minute, and once it does that, it brings you back to your library where you can then launch your lesson. So it's taking me back to my library, and if I hover my mouse over the lesson, not clicking on it, I can enter live lesson mode, which is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and click on live lesson, and when I do that, it actually generates a distinct code that I would distribute to my students. That's how they would get into the Nearpod lesson, and then I can take them through my actual lesson. Now, what a lot of people don't know is you can actually share your lesson on any one of these platforms. So if I want to do this in Google Classroom, I have my class ready to walk in, they're ready to go. I can put this in Google Classroom, and instead of having them navigate to nearpod.com and look for that enter code button, if I put it in Google Classroom with one click, they can go in there and already be in the lesson without having to input the code. So just a couple different ways to do that. And when you do that, your students are in, and then you can now navigate through the lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this lesson. I'm going to actually put that lesson code into my Nearpod app on my mobile device, and what you'll see here is, oh, you know what? I don't know the code. As a teacher, you can always click on the code in the top left-hand corner, and it'll go full screen. That way I can enter. And as you can see, I have joined my lesson on my phone. I know you guys can't see that. However, you'll notice down here on the bottom left-hand corner that it should now have me in my lesson. I'm going to go through all the steps on my phone here, and I should be joining the lesson pretty soon. So give it a quick second. There we go. And as you can see, I'm in my lesson right here. Check that out. I am here on my mobile device. I'm on my phone doing this using the Nearpod app. And if you notice, I'm going to navigate away from the lesson using my phone. So what I'm doing on my phone is I've actually gone to another app on my phone, and what should happen, here we go, let's see here, what should happen is, there we go, that number turns red. That tells the teacher, hey, this person that's in your lesson on their mobile device using an app has navigated away from that screen. So on my phone, I'm now doing my text messages instead of Nearpod, and really quickly the teacher can call me out, point me out, or walk in my direction. And if I see that the teacher's coming back, I'm gonna get right back into that lesson really quickly. And what should happen on my phone is, or on the teacher device, is it should now turn green. So now I'm back in here. Now this will only work for mobile devices like iPads and smartphones that are using the app. If your kids are using Chromebooks or computers and they open another tab in Chrome or Internet Explorer, it's not going to turn red because technically that tab is still open. So this only works on apps with mobile devices. Okay, so now if I navigate here to my next screen, you'll see that I'm now showing that, and I'm actually seeing that on my phone as well. And I'm going to go through, and I'm going to jump to a specific slide that I want my audience to see. And instead of going through left and right with the arrows and these navigation buttons, I can always click down here at the bottom, and I can go directly to a particular slide. Now for this one, I want to jump to a video. So I'm going to go to this YouTube video here. Oops, I'm sorry. This is a YouTube video, and I'm going to share that. And this is what I was mentioning earlier. When you play a video using Nearpod, you have a couple different choices, one of which is Do you want this video to play on all the devices? In other words, 30, maybe 32 classroom devices, all with audio and all out of sync. In other words, people are going to click play at multiple different times. So it's going to sound crazy in there. If you're going to do that, make sure the kids are wearing some sort of headphones. If not, you can show it on this device only. And now you could play the video only on your projector, and all the student devices get a pop-up saying this video is paused on this device. When I go to the next screen, boom, it takes me back here on my student device. So that's how you navigate through your that's how you navigate through your Nearpod lessons and go through a live lesson. And I'm gonna go to this quiz really quickly that we built. And I know this video is a little bit long, however, I need to show you a couple different things here. This is what it looks like for the teacher. For the student, obviously, it looked like what we did in that preview. And I'm gonna go ahead and click and submit my answer on my mobile device. Boom, and it went through. And now it's gonna update really quickly. And you should see, there we go, that Gabriel Creo has answered letter A, and it's the correct answer because it's green. If I was to answer B or C, you would see a red dot there. And really quickly with one button, I can share the results to that individual student. So on my student screen, I'm actually seeing that graph show up with my score. If I unshare it, it automatically pulls that back. So a couple of really cool different features that you could do in here as well. So play around, and what we're gonna do, your assignment for this, oh, I'm sorry, we gotta get to this collaborate board. When you get to a collaborate screen, this is the one key feature that I love that Nearpod built into it, and it's that online corkboard. Do you want to approve student comments before they are posted? In other words, do you trust your kids? If for some reason you say no, or you don't trust them, and yes, you want to approve them, you can obviously approve them, and that's no worries. So I love Nearpod. Okay, I'm typing that in on my device here, and it's going to come through. Here we go. Ah, Gabriel Creo, I love Nearpod. Do you want to approve it or deny it? And when I approve it, it gets posted up there for the class to see. So that's how you use that collaborate feature. And this is how you launch a live lesson with Nearpod. Now the time has come to end the lesson. I get to my last slide here in my lesson, and it's time for me to end it. And what do I do to end it? Well, a lot of people tend to think that you just click on this back button here, or you close Nearpod. That doesn't really end it. What we want to do is we want to make sure we end it and that it writes the data for us so we can look at the reports. And the way you do that on your teacher device is you click on the Nearpod logo and you click end session. Are you sure you want to end this session? Yes, it's going to kick everyone out at the same time. And that code that we gave students, that we distributed for them to join that live lesson, has now been expired. It's null and void. That code will not work anymore. And what it does, it actually wrote a report on the back end. That way we can take a look at that. So that is how you initiate a live lesson as well as end a live lesson correctly.